Hi, Richard.
Yeah, the chief is not around, so
The chief is not around.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's the one who's going to tell us the story about this community. So after everything, if you have some questions, then we ask him.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, Emmanuel.
No, I see.
Hello,
Hi.
Richard.
Please, you're welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Okay. Aside for calling me Richard, you can also call me by my local name, Ɛzowa Nyameke.
Ɛzowa Nyameke. Pleased to meet you.
And also where we are now is our community center. And I am here on behalf of Nana Teterika to receive visitors and also chat with them. But before then, we have a history concerning Nzulezu village. So first of all, I'll start the history. When I finish, if maybe questions, please, you can ask me. It was started.
So, guys, this is a tremendous experience for me and for you guys, I'm sure. So let's hear what Nana
Ɛzowa Nyameke.
Nana Ɛzowa Nyameke has to tell us. I'm going to get out of short.
It was started 14th to 15th century.
Speak up a bit, yeah.
Our forefathers, they were then living in Mali, peacefully on a land called Timbuktu. The land was blessed with gold and other natural resources, which make our forefathers rich and also famous in a way. So there was a time the Senegalese called the Mendes, they came to do business with our forefathers in Mali. But looking at the idea that they came with, it wasn't good enough to convince our forefathers. So our forefathers turned down their offer and they left. But on their return, due to jealousy, the Senegalese people called the Mendes, they waged war against our forefathers in Mali. During the war, they were killing our forefathers because our forefathers were not strong enough to fight against the Senegalese. 14th to 15th century at that time, they do believe a lot in the spiritual gods. So anything they do, our forefathers, they have to first consult the oracle. So our forefathers, truly they consulted the oracle. And after consulting the oracle told our forefathers to vacate from the land since the Senegalese were killing them. Our forefathers, they have no choice but to accept the offer, which they accepted. Set up their journey on a midnight and they see through Burkina Faso. But after Burkina Faso, our forefathers, they came to Ghana. When our forefathers came to Ghana, their first place was Wenchi in the Brongahafo region in the north. They stayed there for some time and later on set up their journey to Techiman. But on their way, they were 43 chiefs, including the paramount chief and also the chief priest. So in terms of spiritual communication, it's the responsibility of the chief priest to first communicate before the chief and his people. And also because of the war, when they were coming, a lot of people were injured. At that time too, there was nothing like a road that maybe car or motorbike can pass on. So our forefathers, they took barefooted in the forest. What they did throughout their journey was that if someone falls sick, what they have to do is first apply the herbs. If they give it to you and you survive, then they continue. But if you die, they will find a place and bury you. As a result of that, a lot of people died. But from Techiman, our forefathers, they went to Isipon in the western region in Sekendi, Takoradi. Yeah, in Sekendi, Takoradi. When our forefathers got to that area, they took their lead around the coast and they got to a place in our own Nzema area called Bakanta. When our forefathers got to Bakanta, they found out that there was a river in the middle of the land flowing to the sea. So our forefathers, they all decided to go to the forest, cut some big trees to make a raft. They made a lot of raft. If let's say you and your family, then you are on one raft. They did this once when all of a sudden our forefathers, because they knew it, and they are already on this Amadzuro River. But when they came to this area, their first settlement was at the end of the river in this direction. Permit me, on your way coming, if you saw Raphael building, the Spanish house over there, that was the first place, the first settlement when they first came to this village. But because of the direction of the wind, and also since our forefathers were then living on land, when they came to this area, they adopted a method of building their houses in a way of laying their platform like this. After that, they will use the leaves to complete it. But because of the direction of the wind, whenever they set fire, before they realized all their houses were being burnt. So our forefathers, they decided to move out from that area to this place. That was our forefathers. They originated from Mali on the land called Timbuktu to Nzulezu here. But for now, we are all Ghanaians, we vote, we do everything here. And also, the structure of the spiritual God who guided our forefathers from Mali to Nzulezu here was in the form of a snail.
Okay.
And the name of the king among that period was King Teterika. King Teterika. And also the spokesperson was Moga. And the language that our forefathers brought during 14th, 15th century was Ewetile language. And when our forefathers came, as time goes on later on, they went to the land to marry some of the Nzema women. But when the Nzema women came, they could speak the language of Ewetile. So our forefathers, they decided to learn the Nzema language, to the language of Ewetile, vanished from this community. So now we speak Nzema only, and also we are part of Jomoro constituency. Aside from that, we have a school here in this community. I think you have seen the school. We start from nursery 1 to primary 6. We don't have any junior high school around, and also there's nothing like a health facility. Whenever our kids they get to junior high school, they have to go to the nearby community where you took your boat called Benyi. When they close, then they come back. And even our nursery to primary 6 here, there are a lot of difficulties with the issue of lack of teachers and also about our school structures. Looking at the environment or the situation at hand, when government puts teachers here, they don't make a stay. They will come and assess things a little to the king, okay, I'm going home to bring the remainder of my belongings. When they go, they don't come back. I mean, mobile network service in this community is very poor. And also, if you are coming, if you don't know how to swim, how to paddle the canoe, it will be very difficult for you to stay. So they come, they will make a lot of complaints. When they go for good. But for the sake of our kids, we have 6 teachers, and out of the 6, have government teachers and also have community teachers. And they have community teachers among them. It's the duty of the community to pay their salaries since they were the one who employed them. When it comes to this village, frankly speaking, a lot of challenges. Normally, when visitors come, we humble our people for donation to support the school. Anything at all that we receive, we have a donation book here. We'll record it in it. At the end of the month, Nana Teterika and his people, they'll gather here, check the book and account for the money, the amount that they will get. They'll focus on the school in terms of school structures and also use some to pay the teachers. And because we don't have any health facility around, something like paracetamol, Fragile as first aid, that if maybe someone is complaining of headache or rheumatism, we just apply it, store in this room. The remaining, we use it to buy premise. We have community emergency boat as an ambulance, if in case someone is sick seriously, or the ladies, during their time of birth delivering, we first put the person in that emergency boat. First of all, take the person to the nearby community where you took your boat, Kobenyi, before Eco Hospital. And that was the issue, but also our challenges we are facing. If maybe questions, please.
Thank you very much. This was really good. I have 1 or 2 questions for you.
No problem, sir.
In listening to you, this is a fascinating history coming from the golden times of Timbuktu, and Timbuktu was once a very famous city, well known around the world. And there was a king, a very known king called Mansa Kankamusa at that time. So it sounds like you guys emigrated as far back as those times. I was just wondering, was there any chance some of the trips here they came on horseback or anything like that?
Frankly speaking,
or the elephants or anything?
No.
Okay, so people had to walk.
And when they came to even not all of them came to this area, this particular village. Some of them, when they go, the 43 chiefs that I'm talking about, each with his group. So some of them can say, okay, I'm tired, I can no longer continue the journey. Then they will stop. But for us, because we came to this area, was that our forefathers were instructed by the spiritual God, to come to this area, and that was the main reason they left the land behind. Even when they came to Ghana, they left the land behind to this waterlogged area, and also that was the main reason when they came to this area, they didn't bother to further their journey to a different place. And
they were tired.
I have a reason for saying that because this village has divided into 2. We have this old. Or have this one called Old Nzulezu, and the other one for them they live on land called New Nzulezu. We are the same people, so both Old and New Nzulezu, we are both being governed by the same chief, which is Nana Teterika the 7th now. And when it came after their peace, later on, they were looking for land they can use it to do farming. So truly our forefathers they discovered a vast land, but when they discovered the land, the people in this community, they decided to move out from this place to the land. And something came, so later on they realized all of the people in this community cannot move. So instead, half of the population should live here to the New Nzulezu to protect the land. Okay. So half of them they left, and because we are the same people, we are both being governed by the same chief, which is Nyame Teterika the servant.
My sincere thanks for having me here. Okay. That's the first thing. I'm sure my audience will be very happy to see this lovely historical journey from all the way from Timbuktu to this side of the world, as far back as the 13th or 14th or 15th century. I'm lost for words in the sense that I can't think of any major questions to ask, except the community seems to have lived here in harmony all this while.
Almost getting to 400 years now.
Almost 400 years now. Yeah,
very long time. When they came, this area was Tɛkɛrɛka village.
Okay.
So after they adopted the Nzema language, they decided to change it to Nzulezu, meaning on water.
Okay.
So previously it was Tɛkɛrɛka village.
Okay, but it's now Nzulezu. And Nzulezu means
on stilt or on water.
On stilt or on water.
Yeah.
That's a very rich history. Thank you very much for this amazing story. I was told to come and check out this place, and I'm really glad. Guys, what do you think? Leave a comment, share, subscribe. Let us know what you think about this lovely historical event. I'll leave the gentleman's or the area in Nzulezu. I'll leave the information about this place. And I would really encourage you guys to come, also make some contributions if you can. I'll get all the necessary information to put it down. If you want to make any contributions for Nzulezu on some of the upkeep of the environment, you let me know. We'll set something up, and we can keep going from there. Until then, I'll continue with the tour around here. But thanks very much. Would you like to say anything to the audience, sir?
I think you have said it also. What we also urge them is to come to this area, visit, may have a feeling how we are living on water. That's what I can say. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Okay. There you go. There you have it. Come and visit. This is actually Emmanuel's, or my tour guide's, also his hometown. Emmanuel, thanks for bringing me here. Is there anything else you want to tell my audience? Anything specific that you think would be nice to hear about your nice little town here? Okay. I know I'm putting him on the spot, but yes.
Okay, what I want to tell everybody is that maybe they should come and have a look here and see how Nzulezu it is. Okay. Yes. So thank you.
Okay. Thanks very much. Right. I hope this channel, this little information, does its job for me. So until then, ciao. We're now in Nzulezu.